to order the regularly scheduled meeting for March the 20th, 2017 for the York County School Board. Good evening, everyone. I think in February, at our last meeting, I made a comment about the weather being nice and not mention the word snow. And what do we have? Snow. So I think my next life I'll be a weather forecaster. But anyway, we want to start this evening's meeting. Mrs. Kursky is not with us this evening. She is sick, so we're wishing her a speedy recovery. Our pledge leader this evening is James Black, in the first grade, Grafton Bethel Elementary School. We proudly present James Black as pledge leader for this evening. James is a first grade student in Mr. Miller's class at Grafton Bethel Elementary School. James is a new Grafton Grizzly this year. He quickly adapted to a new neighborhood, school, and friends. James has become a role model for citizenship, work ethic, and kindness to others. His nature is to be calm and reassuring to his classmates. He has maturity and a great sense of humor. James provides daily that having self-discipline and having fun are not mutually exclusive. James sets high personal standards for his schoolwork and personal relationships. He perseveres when his schoolwork is challenging and embodies the golden rule. James carries himself with maturity and truly represents Grafton Grizzlies as an ambassador of goodwill. Please stand and join James in Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, James, very much.
Excellent job.
Yes, he did. As the board moves into its recognition and awards part of the program, part of our meeting, I have the honor of introducing to you the Senior of the Month for March from Bruton High School, Alessandra Hernandez. If Alessandra will stand, and parents, please stand with her. Did I pronounce it correctly? Good, okay. Bruton High School is proud to honor Alessandra Hernandez as Senior of the Month for March. Alessandra is a talented writer and scholar. She is as ambitious as she is curious. She is a leader who always works to reflect and improve in all areas of her academics. Her drive implores her to set goals and never stop working until these goals are achieved. Alexandra has participated in the School of the Arts, and this has shaped her as she has gained experiences in the classroom as well as the theater. Alexandra is a member of the National Honor Society, Bruton's PALS Mentorship Program, the United Nations, and swim team. She has earned the highest honor academic award since the 9th grade and has a 4.72 GPA. She is being honored as the salutatorian of the class of 2017. Alexandra also volunteers in the community and serves the Heritage Humane Society, several Feed the Homeless programs, and Adopt a Road campaigns. Alessandra plans to attend college and major in theater. We look forward to her future success. Please join me in congratulating Alessandra Hernandez as the March Bruton Senior of the Month. Just a second as I pull up my computer. We move now to Grafton High School. Mr. Richardson.
Yeah. I have the honor of presenting the Senior of the Month, and it's Winnie Zhang. Is she here? I know Winnie was having some difficulty getting here tonight because she had a tennis match, but at the last minute they thought she might be able to show up. But for March, Grafton High School is honored to recognize Winnie Zhang as the Senior of the Month. Winnie has earned her highest academic honors all 4 years and is an AP scholar with honors. She is the historian of the National Honor Society, vice president of the Spanish Honor Society, a member of the Math Honor Society and York County Youth Commission and the Asian Association. Winnie is captain of the Grafton High School girls varsity tennis team. In 2016, she won the prestigious Leadership Award. An avid advocate, computer enthusiast, Winnie has earned Outstanding Junior Research Award at the Governor's School of Science and Technology. She has also been an active participant in York County and Tidewater Science Fair, achieving first and second place respectively in the Computer Science Division. We are also pleased to announce that Winnie is going to be valedictorian of her class in 2017 and has earned an impressive 4.897 GPA. She is undecided on her college plans at this time, but I know wherever she goes, she's going to be successful. However, whatever university she chooses to attend, it'll make everybody very proud also. Please join me in congratulating Winnie Zhang, Grafton High School Senior of the Month.
Dr. George, you have Tab High.
Yes, thank you. I have the privilege of introducing Tamia Smith from Tab High School. Are you here? And first of all, is it Tamia or Tamaya? Tamia. Okay, thank you. And your mom and dad? Tamia Smith is an active Tab Tiger. She is a 3-year member of the Key Club and a 2-year member of DECA and the new Beta Club at Tab. She has been inducted into 2 honor societies, English and the National Honor Society. In the community, Tamia is a volunteer for the children's ministry at her church, and she is a 5-year member of the Youth Volunteer Corps of Hampton Roads. Much of Tamia's extracurricular time has been dedicated to the Tab basketball program. Go Tab. She is a 4-year member of the varsity team and was named Best Offensive Player and named to the 2nd team All-Conference for her junior year. As a senior, Tamia was the captain of the team, which made it to the state tournament for the first time in 15 years. She was named to the first team's All-District and All-Conference and the 2nd team All-Regional for her performance this year. As a student, Tamia has taken on numerous challenging courses, including advanced placement classes in English language, English literature, United States history, United States government, calculus AB, statistics, and environmental science. Her electives have included a variety of choices: 4 years of Spanish, 2 years in the marketing program, psychology, sociology, and career mentorship. Tamia has earned a cumulative GPA of 4.0586. She will be attending Virginia Tech in the fall, majoring in biology with an emphasis in pre-med. Congratulations, Tamia. You make us very proud.
And Mr. Medford, you have York High.
I absolutely do. The senior of the month for York High for March is Emma North. You'll stand. Your parents are with you. They have to stand too. Is that your brother with you, or is that someone? Nobody? Okay, just checking. Don't want to leave anybody out. York High School is pleased to announce the selection of Emma North as the March Senior of the Month. 3 words that would describe Emma are outspoken, confident, and driven. Emma is passionate about her academics and puts a tremendous amount of thought into the classes she selects each year. Emma has maintained a 4.41 grade point average throughout high school, and she has taken a challenging course load each year. Emma is part of the Honors Program, which is one of the most rigorous programs in the York County School Division. In addition to being in the Honors Program, Emma is a member of the National Honor Society, the National Spanish Honor Society, the School of the Arts Literary Arts Program, Model United Nations Officer, member of the Student Council Association Advisory Board, and member of the Green Team. Emma was the winner of the New Voices for the theater competition. Emma is not just a great student, she is also a tremendous athlete. She is in the girls varsity basketball team captain and captain of the girls varsity track and field team. Emma takes great pride in being a leader and enjoys reaching out to the younger students and inspiring them to do their best. Emma has stated that track has helped her become more disciplined and that hard work and dedication pays off. Emma does volunteer work with the York Seaford Bulldogs youth football team in the concessions, volunteers at the George P. Phoenix Elementary School, and is a counselor in training at the Camp Chinko on the James. I want to make sure I got that right. York High School is very proud of Emma and her accomplishments. Good gracious, I hope you have time to have dinner every once in a while. Congratulations to you.
We move now to our Student Service Award recipients, and Dr. Shander, you're going to go down front. And our first presenter, Mr. Richardson.
Yep. And mine is from Grafton High School, or Grafton, I'm sorry, Grafton Bethel Elementary School, I'm sorry. Joy Snipes. Is Joy here? Come on up. You can come right on up to the front here. Perfect.
And Principal.
And the principal? And I'd like to read just a little something about Joy with her principal up beside her here too, Ms. Rufio. Grafton Bethel Elementary School would like to present Joy Snipes as this year's Student Service Award recipient. Joy absolutely strives for excellence in everything that she does, whether she's completing an assignment, serving others, or participating in an extracurricular activity. Joy is an outstanding student and has been on the All A's honor roll every quarter. She is courteous and thoughtful to her teachers and fellow students and will go out of her way to assist other students whenever it's possible. Joy is extremely organized and always gives 110% effort in order to turn in her very best work. She loves to learn and to be challenged in the classroom. She sets the bar high for academic excellence at Grafton Bethel. Joy is a leader who takes her responsibility to the school community very seriously. This year, the 5th grade class formed a fundraiser for the Natasha House. Joy volunteered many hours for making posters, holding up signs to encourage donations, counting money, and many other tasks. Joy just jumped right in and knew exactly how to get the job done. She worked tirelessly to make sure the fundraiser was a huge success. In addition to her classroom excellence and leadership skills, Joy also participates in several extracurricular activities at Grafton Bethel. She serves as member of the Grizzly Chorus, Festival Chorus, Grafton Bethel Elementary School Running Club, Battle of the Books Club, Newspaper Club. Outside of school, Joy is a Girl Scout also and is very active in her church and is a self-taught gymnast and dancer. Students like Joy are the standard of Grafton Grizzly excellence. Joy helps to pave the way for her fellow classmates in character development by modeling those traits that make her an outstanding student at Grafton Bethel Elementary School. Congratulate Joy.
I have our next Student Service Award winner, and she is coming from Bruton High School. Claire Schreiner, if you will come forward with Principal Mrs. Olethea Dockery. Claire Schreiner is Bruton High School's recipient of the Student Service Award. Claire is a bubbly, empathetic, and responsible leader. These attributes serve her well as she serves her school and Williamsburg communities. Claire is a Governor School Health and Medical Science student. She is a leader of Health Occupation Students of America as well as Bruton's leadership class. Her volunteerism is centered on her interest in the medical field. She has served as an event volunteer for several Cancer Society events, Making Strides of the Peninsula Cancer Society, Relay for Life Breast Cancer Run, Beyond Boobs 5K Run, and the Children's Health Fair. Most recently, Claire volunteered at Centera Williamsburg Regional Medical Center, providing support for patients and their families. This experience has affirmed her interest in a career in the medical field. During the summer, Claire has extended her volunteerism to North Carolina. She has served as an event coordinator for the Alice Kelly Memorial Fishing Tournament and the Pirates Cove Big Game Fishing Tournament. In addition, Claire volunteers by helping to provide supervision for children when this is in need. She is a role model for those school-age students and enjoys spending time with them. In addition to this service that Claire provides to our community, she is a remarkable student and has earned highest academic honors over the past 4 years. She also received the William & Mary Leadership Award. Please join me in congratulating Claire Schreiner. We move now to our community volunteers of the month, and Mr. Medford, you have the first.
I'm so going to enjoy this. Let me get Mrs. Ruffier, the principal, to come up here first, please, from Grafton Bethel Elementary School. And the volunteer of the month for Grafton Bethel Elementary School, Shy Green. Of course, she just realized she won this about 3 seconds ago. Her husband may be in trouble. Mrs. Green is a dedicated volunteer who focuses on support for Grafton Bethel and has a direct impact on opportunities for students and teachers. Mrs. Green is a parent of 2 children at Grafton Bethel, but her passion for the entire school community is evident wherever she is in the building. Mrs. Green is hardworking and determined to get things done. She took on the role as treasurer for the Grafton Bethel PTA this year. As other committee chair positions remained vacant, she stepped up again without question or complaint. When volunteering, Mrs. Green is very flexible, kind, and patient, essential traits when performing volunteer services. Mrs. Green builds relationships with faculty and staff who know they can ask her for assistance with any project, big or small. For example, in one day, Mrs. Green was approached 3 times to help with various school functions. 3 times she responded with, "Yes, I can help." Her energy and drive is unprecedented. Mrs. Green helps build a positive climate where others are encouraged to volunteer their time for students. She brings a wealth of knowledge from previous school experiences and collaborates with others to get the job done. Regardless of the hours she has spent volunteering, Mrs. Green is humble and accepting appreciation for her efforts. Mrs. Green exemplifies what it means to be a volunteer at our great Grizzly community. Congratulations and surprise.
It was a nice surprise.
Oh, yes.
And the volunteer of the month from Bruton High School, Mr. Bobby Hand. Mr. Hand will come forward with Principal Mrs. Alethea Dockery. He's not here, so we're still going to talk about Mr. Hand, and he'll get his plaque. Yeah. Mr. Bobby Hand is an integral member of our Panther family. Mr. Hand has volunteered at Bruton High School since 2001. He reports to his volunteer position early every day and begins work immediately and assists our school community with almost everything. Daily, he mows the athletic fields, lines the fields, makes furniture repairs, delivers boxes to classrooms, launders the uniforms for athletes, hangs signs, and more. Mr. Hand is always willing to assist with almost any request. During the summer months, he assists the custodial staff by moving furniture so that the classrooms can be cleaned. Additionally, Mr. Hand is always ready to mentor students and share stories of his college experiences as an athlete, as well as his military experiences when he served in the U.S. Navy. He enjoys conversations of historical events and often provides articles or books to anyone who is curious about the Civil War and military history. Bruton High School appreciates Mr. Bobby Hand's steadfast devotion to our students, school, and community. Please join me in congratulating him in his absence. And Mr. Medford, you have a presentation on the York Foundation for Public Education.
I do. Mrs. Kursky usually does this, so I hope I do it as well. On behalf of the York Foundation for Public Education, we'd like to invite up James Black, a first-grade student from Grafton Bethel Elementary School. If you'll come up, please, for reciting the Pledge of Allegiance at tonight's school board meeting. We also would like to recognize tonight's Student Service Award recipients, so they can come up. Joy from Grafton Bethel Elementary and Claire from Bruton High, which she's not here, I don't think, right? And our seniors of the month that are here, Alessandra from Bruton High, Cheyenne Winnie was not here from Grafton, Tamia, if you can come up, please, from Tab High School, and Emma North from York High School. We also have special gift cards from Cookie Text and Edible Tweet that are being presented on behalf of the York Foundation for Public Education in partnership with their donor, Gianna Fioca of Cookie Text and Edible Tweet. I know I was going to mess that part up. A Walmart gift card is also being presented to each award recipient on behalf of the foundation supporter. Presenting this gift this evening is one of our York Foundation for Public Education board members, Paige Neal. So did we get everybody? All righty. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have one more presentation, and then we're going to have recess so we can come down and meet all of you. So I'll wait for Dr. Shander to come back.
Thought he was bringing a cookie up there.
I know. He left it. And I will turn to you, Dr. Shander, for Accent on Academics.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Haywood, board members. For this evening's Accent on Academics, Grafton Bethel Elementary School will be presenting First Lego League. To share more about this presentation and introduce the students and other presenters is Principal Ms. Lisa Ruffier from Grafton Bethel Elementary School. Ms. Ruffier.
Good evening. The First LEGO program has been instrumental in the development of well-rounded students in a variety of ways. Not only do students use a medium they like, Legos and the Mindstorm robot, they are able to build on a foundation of collaboration, community, and leadership that serves them throughout their academic life and beyond. The 2016-2017 LEGO team members include Catherine Fashko, Lainey Broderick, Tony Q, Sammy Christie, Carolyn Fannin, Jacob Nestor, Tyler Anderson, Seven Green, and Cora Wilkins. Coaches and mentors include Carol Bauer, Steve Bauer, Carol McKisson, and Tim Asher.
Good evening. We are the Grafton Bethel First Lego League Lego team. FIRST stands for the Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. First Lego League teams from around the world are given a real-world problem to solve, and as a team, must find a solution to the problem.
First Lego League has 4 parts that we compete in: the robot games, the robot mission, core values, and research. My favorite part was core values because we get to work with our team. In core values, we get judged on teamwork, communication skills, patience, and creativity.
We research pollinators, specifically the Carner blue butterfly and blue morpho butterfly, and the threats they face like habitat loss due to pesticides, herbicides, forest fires, and deforestation.
We spoke to experts to help with our research. Dr. Dash, an entomologist, taught us about insects. Chris Wessler, a master naturalist, taught us about different kinds of flowers. Mrs. Schmuck, another master naturalist, taught us how to make meadow mud balls. Bill Toby from York County Parks and Recreation allowed us to plant meadow mud balls and make Reynolds Sports Complex. And Dr. Fannin, a veterinarian, taught us about toxicology. My favorite part was the robot games, mainly because it was fun failing a bunch of times and then succeeding.
Part of core values is to collaborate with each other and work as a team. Our t-shirts represent a combination of ideas from our team. We all drew ideas and combined them together that we thought represented our team and our research. We also came up with the slogan, "Fly inside, it's a wild ride."
We wrote a skit to share our research with the judges. We laughed, messed up a lot, made mistakes, got messy, took chances, and we were ourselves. We only had 5 minutes to present our skit, and that took a lot of practice, but we had so much fun doing it.
We met in the Grafton Bethel Library before and after school. And made props like a butterfly wing, the Grafton Bethel Magic School Bus, and a butterfly garden.
We all programmed the Mindstorm robot to do various missions. Some of the missions were relocating a gecko, transporting a shark, dispensing milk, and feeding animals with the corresponding attachments. We decided what attachments to put on. However, it failed at least 30 times, so we had to reprogram and reprogram until it worked. We measured, and in the competition, some of the missions actually worked. We only had 2.5 minutes to complete all of the missions.
As part of our solution to the problem of loss for the pollinators, we made meadow mud balls. Meadow mud balls are a mixture of soil, kitty litter, and flower seeds. They are great for throwing in an open field or yard. After you throw the meadow mud balls, the seeds inside will germinate and flowers will grow out of it. We got extremely dirty while we were making the meadow mud balls. We have a mud ball for each of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have to ask. Thank you.
We wrote a song based on the Magic School Bus song. We used our research to make the words of the song. It took us many meetings to make the lyrics of the song. We would like to sing the song for you now.
Cruising up to Michigan, following the Carter Blue. Next thing that you know, we're thinking we don't have a clue. About pollinators, spreading pollen all around. Hop on the Lego school bus, drinking nectar too. On a Lego school bus, there's a lot of threats too. On a Lego school bus, like habitat loss. So come with us and study pollinators like Carter Blues. They pollinate blue lupine and they're pretty awesome too. On the Lego school bus, fly inside, it's a wild ride. Come on, get on the Lego school bus. Beep, 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 beep.
The FLL program has been an opportunity for many students to develop leadership, service, and collaboration skills throughout the years. We've used experts from our own York County, including Mark Shearhart. Where are you at? This is your opportunity to be accent on academics. We've used him. We've also used Hal Herndon, Russell Payne, Dr. Pennicuff, among others. We have a few alumni that felt very strongly they want to share just a little bit of what this program has meant to them.
Hi, my name is Michael Hoffman. I'm a senior at Grafton High School this year, and I'm a LEGO team alumni. So back in elementary school, my team researched how military troops are transported, and we worked with the USO a lot to provide support for deploying troops. I remember we went down to the Newport News Airport, and we helped. Actually, I don't think I remember exactly what we did with the USO, but I know we were there. I remember just having a great time. This was definitely one of my fondest memories of elementary school. And I just wanted to really quickly say, I know a lot of times like public school gets a bad rap, and that like we're not teaching critical thinking skills. But I just really wanted to say that I think this is a great example for the opposite, actually. When I was in elementary school, I think this was just an awesome, fun activity, and I didn't really realize how much it did for me. But now looking back on it, and I know these guys are going to look back on it, and it really fostered a lot of like problem solving and critical thinking skills that they're going to need throughout the rest of their lives.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm actually Daniel Hoffman. I'm a freshman at Grafton High School, and I spent my time on the LEGO team in 5th grade. And we started an exercise program at Grafton Bethel, and the LEGO team really helped me realize how important good health is and to encourage each other. I learned about gracious professionalism and how to bring out the best in my teammates and others. And I just want to say how important LEGO team was. Just like Michael said, it really taught us how to think instead of what to think. And just even with the classes I'm taking now, I think starting early with that type of thinking just really helped.
Fantastic, thank you.
I'm Helen Schmuck, and I learned the importance of communication and leadership skills. I can honestly say that it has helped me in my academic career, and I love making props and doing research. I learned valuable skills that I continue to use.
I'm Tim Asher. I'm a sophomore at Grafton High School, and I was on the Grafton Bethel Lego team for 2 years in elementary school, and I've been a mentor for 5 years since. While I've been a mentor, I've volunteered at local and Lego state tournaments, and whenever I volunteer, I always get pushed out of my comfort zone, and I've learned that that's not always a bad thing. This program has not only helped me grow as a leader, but has also helped me grow as a person, and the idea behind gracious professionalism is that people do the best that they can do, but they also respect others. And since I've joined First Lego League, I've tried to live this way every day.
These team members also participate in a Lego Club, which meets once a month. And Lainey is going to tell you more about Lego Club.
The Lego Club has about 50 4th and 5th grade members and this club incorporates the 4 categories of First Lego League, but in a non-competitive setting. The Lego Club members share their research with their parents in an expo in April.
I would like to thank our coaches and mentor, Mrs. Bauer, Mrs. McKisson, Mr. Bauer, and Tim Asher. We couldn't have done it without them.
Thank you for allowing us to present. I'd like to just mention that our team wrote the script, so their words are their words, and we're so proud of them.
Do you have any questions?
You all had so much fun. Had a lot of fun, didn't you? Questions?
I don't know where to start. Wow. I love these excellent academics, but I can tell that y'all are very excited about what you do and how it all works and how it all comes together and of course, where it's taken you and where it's going to take you. I'd love to see Lego clubs in every one of our elementary schools. I'd love to see that. I know we don't have them in all schools, but every once in a while, Ms. Bauer and I have that conversation. But and I'll bring it up in other schools. But I think it's just a remarkable project that y'all do and how you interact together as a team. I mean, it's life. That's what it's all about. So thank you.
I'd just like to echo what a great program. I mean, it shows with the successes, with the excitement of the kids that are here tonight, and plus the testament of the older students who have been through the program that came back to talk about how it's helped them. So what a great program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, the board is going to take a recess, and we're going to come down and meet everybody. Go ahead. Yeah. Here we are. We want to resume our meeting. Do we have any unfinished business? We move now to presentations. Construction report, Dr. Chandra.
Thank you, Ms. Haywood. Board members, I'm going to ask Mr. Mark Shearhart, Associate Director for Capital Plans. He's now going to come up, excuse me, and present the construction report for this month.
Do you have a song?
Actually, I was going to bring my Legos, and I forgot. I left them at home.
You're good. You're good. Okay.
Good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board, and Dr. Shandor. Here's your capital projects report for the month of March. So at Yorktown Elementary will be the first project I discuss, and this is the addition and renovations there. This drawing shows the school, and the blue is the new addition to the front of the school. And I'm going to focus mostly on that area, what's going on in the school in my presentation this evening. And also on the side there, left-hand side, you can see where the temporary main office is now located at for the school in room 112. So this project will include expanding the cafeteria, modifying the main offices so that they rotate them so they face the main entrance, creating a new security vestibule entrance, renovating 2 existing large restrooms, and also constructing 2 additional large restrooms, replacing the classroom casework, which the teachers were elated about, and also installing a new roof. Some of the status update for this project is that we have relocated the main office to room 112, and this happened on March 3rd. All contracts have been signed by all parties now. The contractor has been setting up construction fencing out in front of the building, the construction fencing, and they've also built a temporary wall, which they finished on March 9th. We had a staff meeting on March 16th, at which we discussed the project, the various phases of the project, and the packing up and being ready to move out at the end of school. So for the timeline update here, we have begun demolition in the main office area today. The contractor plans to start excavation out front of the school this week, and they also plan to start heavy demolition and construction during the spring break. The substantial completion for this project is planned for August 18th, with the final completion on September 18th. This is what the temporary school office looks like right now. It looks like a normal office, 2 secretaries there, and the maintenance department did a great job there building a wall for them and transporting and relocating things down to this temporary office. This is the counter that was in the original main office. They took it apart and brought it down here and put it back together for them. Here's the temporary wall that they constructed outside of the old main office. And here you can see they were finishing it up on March 9th, and this is what it looks like in the right-hand picture is what it looks like now with the drywall there. And this was constructed so the contractors can work on one side of the wall doing the demolition of the old main office, and the students could be on the inside of the school as well. This is what the main office looks like now. The old main office, after a day of demolition, the contractor was very busy today. They actually start taking down walls in here and taking some of this ductwork and lights down tomorrow. So they've been very busy. The next project I'd like to focus on is Bethel Manor Elementary School, and this is the renovation of the 300 and 400 hallways. That's focused on this drawing of the building here. You can see down at the bottom of the slide is the front entrance to the building. And the 400 hall is straight back in at the back of the building, and then the 300 hall is off to the left-hand side as you go back towards the 400 hall. The one area that I don't have highlighted on here is the cafeteria area, which is right next to the 300 and 400 hall. That little cutout section there is actually the cafeteria. This project does include completely renovating all the classrooms on the 300 and 400 halls. Includes new windows, heating and air conditioning, new ceilings, lights, casework, and then also some new whiteboards and bulletin boards will be installed. Also, the entire 300 and 400 hallway will be painted. Some of the things that this project also includes beyond the 300 and 400 halls is creating a security vestibule up by the main office at the front of the building, renovating two large existing restrooms that are on the 300 hall, and creating 2 staff bathrooms on the 300 hall. Also, part of this project is replacing the classroom doors and hardware on the 300 and 400 halls and renovating the cafeteria. Part of the renovation of the cafeteria involves replacing the heating and air conditioning systems, new ceilings, new lights, and painting the cafeteria to give it a fresh new look. Also, part of this project is installing a new roof over the 300 and 400 hallways. A timeline update for this project is that the contractor has the contract documents. Just at the end of the day today, he gave me a call and said that he's putting the contracts, signed contracts, in the mail tomorrow. Expects them to be delivered to us on Wednesday, or delivered to purchasing on Wednesday. We have a staff meeting scheduled for this school on March 28th, and we'll lay out what's going on with that project to the staff at that meeting, and also talk about packing up the classrooms and getting them ready to go for this construction. The construction there will also start on June 19th, and the substantial completion date is also August 18th for that school, as well as it was for Yorktown, and final completion is scheduled for September 18th. Then the next project is the Grafton Complex, Grafton School Complex, the partial roof replacement and coating. You know, we did a lot of the roof work last year, a lot of roof replacement work, and we had to actually stop the coating work because of the weather. And so now the contractor is remobilizing, and on April 3rd, when the students are out, they will go ahead and remobilize at the site, bring in their Conex boxes, and start building the ladder stair up to the top floor of the building, up to the roof of the building. On April 5th, we have a pre-startup meeting to get together with all the parties involved to how to plan this portion of the project. They plan to commence coating on the week of April 10th, and this is weather permitting. And the coating substantial completion for this project is August 11th, and this will provide us a 20-year roof warranty. The next project, second to the last project, is Tabb Elementary. This is replacement of the heating and air conditioning systems there. We're in the process of design concept discussions with the principal and the architect, and purchasing has sent contract documents over to the architects to have them signed. We expect a completion date for the design of this project to be done in September of 2017, but the construction will not start until till summer of 2018. This is a large project, and it may require 2 summers. So the last project is the new elementary school, and this is the school design. Purchasing has received the proposals from the architectural firms on March 9th. We're in the process of reviewing these proposals and creating a short list of architects we want to interview. And the schematic design phase for this project is due on September 1st of this year. The construction timeline for this building has yet to be confirmed. And this is the slide that I showed last month, but just to refresh, this is the south part of the marquee. The dark green areas are the proffered site for the new school. The blue areas up at the top are housing plots, and then the orange there is the apartments that will be sitting next to the school site. Do you have any questions? Because this is the last slide that I have for.
I just have one question. I guess this would be more for Dr. Sandor. With the magnitude of the new school project, something we haven't done in many, many, many years, through the process when that short list is created, can you update the board at that point? And then, so we're more information because of the magnitude of the project.
Sure, absolutely. We'll do that.
Okay. And I had one question about Grafton. I know a lot of that issues with Grafton weren't just the roof, but there was some issues with drainage, and they've redesigned the drain, and that seemed to fix most of the problem. With all the recent rains we've had, has it held out, seemed to have held out so far?
We've gotten very few complaints from the school. I'm sure there are some small leaks in there. I was going to go walk through the building and take a look and see exactly what we got. The last time I did go through there, most of the leaks were little tiny spots on the ceiling. Before we had a lot of water coming into the building. Now it's maybe a couple drips. And once we get the coating on the roof, we expect it all to completely stop.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sharp.
We may now move to comments of citizens. As I call your name, if you will come to the mic, give your name and address for the record of the board, and you have 3 minutes. The first is Matthew Umplett.
My name is Matthew Umflett, 102 Pungo Turn.
Okay.
Okay. I'm here from Tav High School about removing the printers from classrooms and centralizing printing locations. I feel like this will be detrimental to teachers and students, especially some students in the with learning disabilities like me and others. Use cases for in-school printers with that would be enlarging text on documents, and for me personally, printing out documents that I type. If these are taken away, students and teachers will have to go to alternate locations to get printouts, which sometimes they are not able to do before school or after school, and that would take away a lot of instruction time, especially if you have multiple students roaming the hallways together. I have tried alternatives to printing before, including OneDrive, Aspen, and email services provided by the school division, and I found those to be just not really working because files have been corrupted, files haven't been turned in or sent correctly. Some things have just happened and I was not able to turn them in. I ultimately had to go back in and print them out for the teacher. It was brought to my attention by a teacher that the reason the printers were being removed is because of compatibility issues with Windows 10, which will take place over the summer. But according to my research, with a Windows update and a firmware update for the printers, they should work and be available for use on the server that the school division has. And that's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
David Forrest.
Hello, I'm Dave Forrest. I live at 102 Three Point Court here in Yorktown, Virginia. What I'd like to talk about is that the Board of Supervisors does not have an answer as to what it would take to solve the overcrowding and substandard schools that we have in the county. The elementary schools are overcrowded at the 97% level versus the 85 to 90% target that Dr. James has spoken of. There's schools, some of the schools are substandard as compared to state standards, and the current plan does not identify what it would take to meet these needs. At Yorktown Elementary, it's been overcrowded at the 115% level this last year. And in some cases, some of the classes have gotten up to 37 students per class. With the projection of what developments will bring into the thing, it would take the system up to 101% without the new school. With the new school at a 500-seat level, it'll bring it down to a 93% crowding level. And at a 700 core size, would bring the planned students that would come in would bring it down to a 90% level. All those being above the 85 to 90% level make it so that if we have any new development that comes on top of all that, we're still planning to be overcrowded. And you need excess capacity to be able to handle problems within the schools. Yorktown's elementary is substandard with no hard surface playgrounds because the trailers are parked on the tennis courts and on the basketball court there. The school having inadequate lot size has people parking in the ditch in the front where the no parking signs have been removed for some reason. The new school has a 9.7 acre usable lot size. Mr. Shearhart was showing that as the green area here. A bunch of the corners of the lots are kind of pointy, so those are very hard to even use that part of the lot size. The 9.7 acre lot size is small compared to an 11 acre lot size that's required for a 700 core size school. But from Mark Carter's stuff, all the lot sizes are substandard compared to the state standards. The current plan that we have, the current CIP, doesn't identify what it would take to fix the overcrowding and to fix the substandard schools. And given that, the Board of Supervisors says that they don't know what it would take to do that. You guys haven't told them. I think it belongs in the plan At the, out on the out years, you can put that stuff there. When I've talked to the county about the out years, they've said that those are just planning numbers and they don't reflect reality out there.
Thank you very much.
The plan should cover what you guys need to meet the crowding problem and to get to standards, meet the state standards. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
We only had 2 people signed up this evening. We now go to matters by board members. Dr. George.
Yes, a couple of things. 9 days till spring break. Always good to know. And 57 days till the end of the school year. Are you shaking your head? Is that not right? Oh, you have a senior. Okay. March 23rd is the Elementary Music Festival at York High School at 7 o'clock. Just want to put a plug in for that. If you've never been, it's pretty incredible. Very impressive. On a little bit of a somber note, our community lost a beautiful young lady and a 2015 graduate of Tabb High School on Wednesday evening. Killed in a tragic car wreck on Hampton Highway, Brianna Worth. I know Brianna because she was a friend of my daughter's in high school. She's 21 years old. You may know her from Joe and Mima's if you ever went in there. No doubt you saw her. She was warm. She was bubbly. She truly had the gift of exhortation and encouragement. She had the ability to make you feel very good about everything around you. Just a sweet, sweet young lady. So my heart goes out, my heart breaks for the family. And I think I don't know the details of the accident, but certainly, if you're out there and you're listening, watch your speed. Don't text. Certainly don't drink. Any of these things. Please, please, just be careful. It's just such a tragedy to see these things happen. But anyway, in her honor, I just wanted to mention that. Thank you. That's all I have.
I just do have a few comments. I'll be attending the spring musical at Tabb High School this week. It's starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I'm excited to see that because I got to see the musical up at Bruton High School, and the students did a wonderful job. I feel like I need to make a comment as a new board member that I take exception to substandard education in York County. I think we do a great job. Our teachers do a great job, especially with what they get paid, what they do, the hours they work. I think the information I've been seeing as a new board member is that we exceed those state standards. And our school division does a wonderful job. We have some issues with some class sizes from time to time, and you're going to have that from time to time over a large school division with over 12,000 students, and we do what we can to fix that. We do have some overcrowding situations. We're trying to build a new school to fix that. We're trying to look at some other options to fix those issues too. But I do take exception to substandard education. I don't like that. I take it personally. I'm sorry, but I think we're doing a great job in York County. I just needed to say that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Medford.
I really have nothing prepared this evening. So I think everything's been said. I'll pass it.
And I just want to echo comments that have been made so far. And on a high note, Read Across America. I had fun reading it back in the elementary school, so that was a lot of fun. I was at Magruder and Waller Mill. We now move to financial matters, and before Dr. George, you get started, would Mr. Jarrett come to the podium, please? I promise we're not going to sing, but just happy birthday.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Haywood.
I told him what I was going to do. Don't you send him a message. Do not text him. Well,
Don't ask
thank
me
you
how
very
old
much.
I am, though.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But we just want to say collectively happy birthday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll give you my pollinator pile. As long as you use it.
And Dr. George, financial matters.
Yes, thank you. Okay, if we could go to our certificate for approval of claims. In the sum of $3,367,305.46, paid on March 20th, 2017. As far as significant expenditures, just a few things I'd like to cover here. The first one, $193,990 to Comerica Bank, the OPEB Trust Fund. As you know, that's a post-employment benefits, otherwise the retiree health insurance fund. Two more down, I think is worthy of notice. It's $15,204. That is what we reinstated for the 10th graders on the PSAT. So that is us paying for that for them. So that's actually what we're seeing as one of our policies we brought back. So I'm excited to see that. If you go down, Dominion Virginia Power, I was a little taken back by it, but it just kind of shows you what things cost. For the month of December, $79,000 for 6 schools for the power bill.
It's cold.
Yeah. So it just puts things in perspective. You know, things cost money. I really didn't have anything else on that page. If we can go to the last page here, it's at page 2 on significant expenditures. It may not be your page 2. It may be the same page. I'd like to lump Schick Communications and Motorola Solutions Incorporated. It's a bidirectional antenna for Queens Lake Middle and York Elementary School wireless access points. That's our emergency radios to improve reception. If you put that together, it's about $59,000. So certainly a security item there and money well spent. As we flip over to our operating budget, really nothing to bring to your attention in particular. Everything seems in order, fairly easy this month. It's 78% of revenue received, 55% expenditures encumbered at this point. And if we flip over to our monthly financial food service report, once again, that's a little bit boring. There's nothing happening here, but I do have a little bit of good news. Possibly, we like to expect that maybe we'll have a small, and I do emphasize small, surplus at the end of the fiscal year. So that would be nice to see, wouldn't it?
It would be.
So we're hoping for that. Okay, we can move into our resolution page here. Okay, these are items, expenditures more than $50,000. They're required to be submitted to the school board, of course. And I'd just like to go over a few. The first one, requisition 50421, kitchen equipment replacement for, that's the fire at Tabb Elementary School, as we all remember, $103,540. I think something to point out here is that the insurance will reimburse this, so that is always nice. Let's take all of these next 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them involving the passenger buses there. There's a total of 10 buses in all. And the first one, 2 special needs buses, $188,000, 5 77 passenger buses, $450,000, $187,000 for 2 more passenger buses, and 4 special needs bus, $97,000. So these things aren't cheap. But I will point out that 6 of these 10 buses are being purchased from funds from our capital improvement budget. So helpful there. And then the last item down here, requisition 5004, A&E Services. That's the HVAC replacement at Tabb Elementary, $430,000. It's important to point out the construction will not begin till the summer of 18. This is for the A&E services only. So, and I know Mark's been talking to us about that a little bit. So, and with that, I would like to move resolution number 17-14.
Second, please.
A second.
Any comments or questions? Mrs. Ford?
A motion is made by Dr. George and seconded by Mr. Richardson to approve financial matters. Mr. Richardson?
Yes.
Dr. George?
Yes.
Mr. Medford?
Yes.
Mrs. Haywood?
Yes. Next on our agenda is consent calendar. We have 6 items. First is consideration of approval of personnel actions. The second, consideration of approval of donations in the amount of $1,050. Next is consideration of approval of instructional materials adoption for AP Government, AP Psychology, AP Statistics, and Sociology. Next is consideration of approval of minutes from a regular board meeting, a special meeting, 3 special meetings. Next, consideration of approval of the 2017-2018 calendar. And lastly, consideration of approval of the 2017-2018 annual plan for Title 6B federal funding. Are there any items that need to be pulled from the consent calendar? If not, may I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
Move approval.
Second, please.
Second.
The only comment I would like to make under personnel, you have 2 retirees, Mr. Hart, Dr. Jones. And they've been around, I won't think as long as I've been around. So I do want to thank them for their service to the York County School Division. And if nothing else, Mrs. Ford.
A motion is made by Mr. Medford and seconded by Dr. George to approve the consent calendar. Dr. George?
Yes.
Mr. Medford?
Yes.
Mr. Richardson?
Yes.
Mrs. Haywood?
Yes, thank you. We have a few action items. The first, consideration of approval of a proclamation for National Library Week, April the 10th through the 14th. Dr. Shandor.
Thank you, Ms. Haywood, board members. In recognition of our libraries and the tremendous librarians and the tremendous work they do, we have one in each of our 19 schools. I will share just a few highlights from the proclamation. School media specialists are trained professionals helping students, teachers, and parents find and interpret the information they need to live, learn, and work in a challenging economy. And we appreciate and value all the work our dedicated school librarians do for us on a daily basis.
Is there a motion to approve this proclamation?
I make a motion to move approval.
A second. Mrs. Ford.
A motion was made by Dr. George and seconded by Mr. Richardson to approve the proclamation for National Library Week. Mr. Richardson?
Yes.
Dr. George?
Yes.
Mr. Medford?
Yes.
Mrs. Haywood?
Yes, thank you. Next is consideration of approval of a proclamation for National Volunteer Week, April the 24th through the 28th. Dr. Shandor.
Thank you, Ms. Haywood. In recognition of our many volunteers that assist in our schools, I'll share just a few highlights again from the proclamation. Volunteers connect with students and teachers through many different activities and organizations. Volunteers in the York County School Division log approximately 93,000 hours of volunteer service each year. Our volunteers are vital partners in our success. Thank you.
And we saw that here tonight.
Absolutely.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ford.
A motion is made by Mr. Richardson and seconded by Mr. Medford to approve the proclamation for National Volunteer Week. Mr. Medford?
Yes.
Mr. Richardson?
Yes.
Dr. George?
Yes.
Mrs. Haywood?
Yes, thank you. Next is consideration of approval of a proclamation for Administrative Professionals Week, April the 24th to 28th. Back to you, Dr. Shandor.
Thank you, Ms. Haywood. In recognition of our many administrative assistants that assist in our schools and offices every day, I'll share just a few highlights from this proclamation. Administrative assistants are those who effectively utilize their interpersonal and communication skills, manage projects, and organize the office in a team-oriented work environment, and are key frontline public relations ambassadors for the school division, or as I like to call them, the directors of first impressions. York County Schools administrative professionals maintain a high level of professional achievement and responsibility, and all of us are thankful that we have them in all of our buildings.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
Move motion to approve.
Second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Ford.
A motion is made by Dr. George and seconded by Mr. Medford to approve the proclamation for Administrative Professionals Week. Mr. Richardson?
Yes.
Mr. Medford?
Yes.
Dr. George?
Yes.
Mrs. Haywood?
Yes, thank you. Lastly, consideration of approval of a resolution 17-15, a resolution approving the proposed fiscal year 2018 operating budget and the fiscal year 2017 expected budget. Dr. Shander, we've gone through this a lot. Don't know what other comments you want to make before we approve this.
I just have a couple comments as pertaining to the process. So I want to just remind our public and board members that we began this budget process back in November with staff analyzing information and identifying cost reduction efforts, as well as identifying prioritized needs. We presented a preliminary budget outlook in December and updated the board with state and federal funding outlooks in January. In February, I presented the superintendent's proposed operating budget. The board also held a public forum at the end of January and a public hearing at the end of February. Last Monday at our work session, I recommended some minor adjustments to the budget. This evening, the school board will be considering approving their recommended proposed budget for FY18, which will be transmitted to the Board of Supervisors for their consideration. I do certainly want to lift up and thank Mr. Jarrett, who's the birthday boy, birthday man this evening. I want to thank Mr. Jarrett and his team for all their hard work throughout this process, and other cabinet members, those who are in the room, as well as many of our executive staff members for their attention to detail and prioritizing student needs. Finally, I want to thank all the staff members and community members who shared their feedback with me and with our board members. We certainly appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
Second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ford?
A motion is made by Mr. Medford and seconded by Mr. Richardson to approve Resolution 1715. Dr. George?
Yes.
Mr. Medford?
Yes.
Mr. Richardson?
Yes.
And Mrs. Haywood?
Yes, thank you. And I just want to echo thanks, too, because this is a long process. We, the board members, thank you to staff, thank you to the community and parents. This has been a long process, but we have, at least we've approved this part. We now move down to policy. We have a discussion on policy JO of the York County Board Policy to include opt-out provision. And as a discussion, this is our first time hearing it, so Dr. Shandor.
It is. I'm going to ask Dr. Guy if she'll make her way to the podium to discuss the opt-out provision for secondary school transcripts.
Thank you, Dr. Shandor, Mrs. Haywood, members of the board. On December 1st, 2016, the Virginia State Board of Education amended the regulations governing secondary school transcripts, requiring school divisions to adopt policy that provides parents, guardians, qualifying students, or others having legal control or charge to elect in writing to opt out from reporting SAT and ACT scores when they are available. Currently, the York County School Division does not have policy that governs secondary school transcripts. Proposed revisions to policy JO are limited to the opt-out provision for secondary school transcripts.
Thank you. Any comments, questions? We'll see this again for two more readings.
Just make sure I understand. So basically, the reporting we do to the state or any other.
No, what has been added to the policy, the state is requiring that we give parents and students the option on their transcript. Because we report SAT and ACT scores on their transcript, they have the opportunity to opt out, to remove that reporting for the ACT or ACT on their transcript.
But the overall information still gets reported for data analysis at the state level or the national testing. I mean, that as when all those kids take their SATs, that information's.
Yes. The only thing is that the student or the parent has the opportunity to remove that from their transcript so that when it goes to the college, their SAT or ACT score would not show up on the transcript.
Now, it's either all in or all out. You can't be selective. If you submitted 10 applications, you can't say 5 with it or what. You
No.
all in or you're all out.
Yes, exactly right. Thank you.
I'm trying to think of a situation when that might be. What if they're, applying early? They want to retake their SAT or retake their ACT. The initial scores are going to be on that transcript unless they opt out. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So that could be a reason for opting out, perhaps. I want them to see my best scores, perhaps.
No, in all likelihood, it would be to have it removed because we're not, although the policy does not specify, we'll need to develop an SOP that will go along with it so that, because it's not opting in, opting out as the scores come in. It's typically speaking, they're making the decision to opt out and remove it from the transcript. Yes,
from that point on.
So then if a school with that student should already know what that college
Yes.
is requesting.
Yes.
But if they opted out and did not want those scores on their transcript, and then somewhere along the line, they can submit
Yes,
just
they
those
can- yes.
scores to that school.
Yes, they can have the scores submitted to the school. They just wouldn't be on their transcript.
Do we know what brought this on?
There were a number of educators and constituents, parents, that communicated with the Virginia Department of Education from across the state that expressed concern. There are a lot of colleges and universities that don't require SAT scores or ACT scores, and so they didn't want to have something on the transcript that might influence the college when it was not a requirement.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Might be seeing a shift in a direction we've seen in a while when it comes
Yeah.
to some.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Guy.
We have one more discussion item, Dr. Shandor.
We do. We have one other policy, so I'm going to ask Dr. Carroll, Chief Human Resource Officer, to come to the podium to talk a little bit about policy GCBD. And he'll tell you what GCBD is.
Thank you, Dr. Shandor, Mrs. Haywood, members of the board. Before you is consideration for revision of policy GCBD, which oversees our leave policies. Most of the changes are grammatical in nature, but we have 4 substantive changes. First one is involved with our Family Medical Leave Act. We have an inequity between our 10-month paraeducators and the rest of our employees. A paraeducator who works 181 days for 7 hours a day only works for 1,267 hours a year. Eligibility for FMLA leave, we are in line with a 1,250-hour federal requirement. So if we have a paraeducator who has good attendance, misses only 2.5 days during that last 12-month look back, they would not be eligible for this income protection or position protection. So we are looking to loosen those regulations up only by 50 hours so that someone who has a reasonable attendance rate can still qualify for these protections. The second issue is driven by a change with the Virginia retirement system. Those that are in the third plan, there's Plan 1, Plan 2, and the hybrid plan. Those on the hybrid plan are afforded a short-term disability benefit, and so with that, we've included language so that if somebody does fall under that short-term disability, they can use a portion of their accrued leave, sick leave, or personal leave to bring that income protection up to 100%, because there's a schedule, as you'll see in there, that starts at 60% and then rises as you have more experience with the division. The third item is fixing contradictions in interpretation or forces issues with interpretation or application of our long-term medical leave. We've worked with the board attorney, Melanie Economo, to fix those contradictions so that it's in the best interests of the division and allows for that leave to be used with accruals of leave time also. And then the fourth issue is codifying something that we've been doing in practice, and that's allowing student or paraeducators who are in a teacher preparation program to serve as student teachers to finish a program. And we're allowing a sabbatical leave there so that we can have them in a pipeline for teacher recruitment.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions? Seems like it's all teacher-friendly, employee-friendly.
We try.
So we'll see this back for 2 additional readings. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dr.
Thank
Carroll.
you. Dr. Shandor, to you. Because we have no first nor second reading.
All right, so report of the superintendent. Thank
Yes.
you, Ms. Haywood. So I just have a couple items this evening. One, I had the pleasure of attending the bus driver training. There's been recent conversations about our bus staff, and one thing that I want to say about our drivers and our dispatchers and Mr. Lash and his team is they do a wonderful, wonderful job. Unfortunately, that group has been hit with the flu, just like our students have, just like our teachers have. We've had several principals out and central office people. So had the pleasure of attending their training this past week. It's always an enjoyable time to spend with our drivers as they're working. They actually were working with Fire and Life Safety and they smoked the bus. So they smoked the bus is obviously a training for them. But they had that opportunity to practice through those numerous types of drills and with the cooperation of the Fire and Life Safety Group. So we're really happy with that collaboration. Next, I had the opportunity to attend Action for Animal Awareness Community Night at Tabb Middle School. Many board members have attended this event as well in the past, and it's a great informative evening related to the care of animals. Hearing those students present their topics and how they communicate and the research that they've done is really a wonderful, wonderful experience for them. The staff and students should certainly be commended for all their work. Two other items. One, we had a team from YCSD attend the National Family Engagement Summit in Richmond last week. Dr. Jones and school administration took a team of folks. These team members will now use that information and create sessions for our Leadership Academy that's upcoming this summer. I understand from all the participants that went that it was a really powerful summit. So we're really glad that they were able to go there. And finally, we have the division is hosting an event this Saturday, Ed Camp, which I've talked a little bit about in the past. It's a type of conference that topics are driven by the attendees, and that's something that Dr. Karen Cagle, who is over professional development for the school division, she hosted it there when she at Grafton Middle when she was the principal, and now she's leading that effort again. It's March 25th from 9 to 3 o'clock. Currently, we have over 200 attendees from all over Eastern Virginia attending that. With that, I wish everyone a restful and enjoyable spring break. Yes. And this concludes the superintendent's report. Hopefully we can get to spring break without a snow day.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That word snow. Anything else for this evening's meeting?
No, thank you.
We are adjourned.